Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Gaming News Weekly Live. It's been I can't even tell you how long it's been. It's been a while, bro. It's been a while. Look, that nigga Grogu is here. He's chilling out on the Xbox. Got my Avion water with me, so you know I'm ready to talk. It's Summer Games Fest. E3's time has came and went. Xbox is the is the only one that popped off. The only one that popped off. Nintendo came in with their Nintendo Direct. I think it was this week, wasn't it? We live streamed it. It was one of these days, and it was all right. It was all right. They didn't show too many things that was crazy. They had some remakes on there. They had some collectors on there. They showed another Zelda game. The Zelda game was so strange. Her power of duplication, and it got us there. Like we was legit in live stream talking about it. Like, why the fuck ain't she helped Link with not a damn thing if she had this power to just duplicate literally anything? She could have duplicated the fuck out of Link how many times? He could have been saving Hyrule forever. Real Link could have been on vacation. Fake Link could have been, but no, we don't know. We don't get more. We don't get more from Zelda until the game comes out. So why the hell does she have that power and to do all that? We don't know. We don't know. But Nintendo did have a good showing, and then it just leads us to the tragedy that is the PlayStation brand right now, which is just full of sadness. It's full of sadness and just we really don't know what PlayStation is gonna be in another year because they have nothing. They didn't even show us another year. They didn't show us a year from now, 2 years from now, nothing. They didn't even show us months from now. It is crazy. It is a weird thing that Summer Games Fest goes through. The E3 time goes through, and PlayStation is the one at the bottom of the totem pole. PlayStation is the one with nothing to show, with nothing to talk about, with nothing to even think about, to peer at. That's a strange place to be, especially when you're the spearhead of the gaming industry at the moment. PlayStation is at the top of the gaming industry at the moment, and for the last 3 years, they've been tanking slowly. It was good, Cool Breeze. They've been tanking slowly. So Nintendo showed up. Metroid looks good. The Zelda game is kind of strange, but I mean it still looks good. They show like Donkey Kong is getting remastered. They got another Mario and Luigi game coming. We saw everything that Xbox is showing, from Gears to Doom to freaking to Fable. It all looked great. It all looked amazing. And then the start of the summer was PlayStation in their state of play, and it was Concord, bro. Fucking Concord. That's it. A couple second party deals that we already knew about that PlayStation already had in the works. Fucking Concord, and then a fucking Astrobot game. Come on now, PlayStation. There's no way this is all. And you know the Sony fans on the internet talk about, oh, Secret Sony Showcase. Like, we don't care about a Secret Sony Showcase no more. Because public Sony is what anybody should care about. And public Sony looks horrible. Public Sony is bad. Public PlayStation is terrible, bro. I think PlayStation is the only one right now with bad news on their side. You say you don't even know what Concord is? You want me to show you? I will show you. I don't know why the chat's not popping up on screen. I will fix that in a minute. But we can go look at Concord. We can go look. We can go pull up Concord right now, and you could see like it's a sad reality that PlayStation is in. Oh no. And don't the games supposed to be coming out? You say you hear about it a lot though. I mean, we could just watch the thing Sony gave us. Hold on, not that one. The actual gameplay one, because it's not a fun looking game. It's not a good looking game. It's just what PlayStation has. That is exactly what it is. It's just what PlayStation has at the moment. and this is what we got to go off. This is Concord, bro. It's a hero shooter. This is the gameplay they showed us, and it's like it doesn't look like it's gonna be a good time, a fun time, a unique anything. Yeah, this is Concord, bro. This is PlayStation's next big thing. This is all PlayStation fans have to look forward to.
You won't survive on your own.
It's not a good look. And they made a robot flamboyant. Why did they do that to a robot, bro? He's a robot. Just make him a robot. It's easy. And everybody like, damn, it's a DEI fest, bro.
We risk our lives every day.
They let them sweet baby inks into they motherfucking kitchen, and now they only can cook fucking eggs with no seasoning in it. None of this shit looks good, bro. Like, if it looked like a good shooter, that would be one thing. But it doesn't. And then look, she was fat as shit. I don't understand. How the fuck are you gonna be a super soldier on the battlefield when you're overweight? They don't make sense. I don't know, bro. But this is Concord. That shit's rough. It's rough to look at. It's rough to talk about, because that's literally PlayStation's next big thing. That is what we have to go off. That is PlayStation through and through. Oh shit, there's the chat. It must have been loaded in the background. But bro, that shit's rough. And I'm like, come on now, PlayStation, you're in the dumps, bro. Because we seen what Xbox did after that. And they have a slate, nigga. They have a slate. I don't care how many of them bitches go to PlayStation. I would never care how many of them bitches go to PlayStation. Because PlayStation needs something. PlayStation needs something, and PlayStation doesn't have it. Nintendo, they put on a good show. Metroid looked great. I don't know why it looked like when Metroid showed up, it looked like Doom. Yeah, they did. Bro, PlayStation had Killzone, which Killzone, against every other first-person shooter, it wasn't doing that much work. They had Resistance, they had SOCOM, they had so many shooters. PlayStation has so many shooters, but what PlayStation was doing was trying to get the same popularity that Halo had and that Call of Duty had. In a time where those two were dominating so hard. Even Battlefield was putting in some work. So PlayStation's own shooters just wasn't hitting the mark. So they dropped them. And they made Horizon. And they made Ghost of Tsushima. Because those are the developers that made the shooters for PlayStation. Now they're making third-person action games. They have them. They still have IPs for great shooters. But they let Call of Duty piggyback off their success. So they made Call of Duty their shooter. And they made third-person action games. But what happens now that Microsoft snatched your first-person shooter and made it their first-person shooter? Well, Red Faction is a Spiders game, isn't it? Who owns Red Faction? THQ Nordic? But yeah, they had Killzone, they had Resistance, they had... Red Faction isn't just theirs, though. Yeah, Red Faction is I think Red Faction is a story game, isn't it? That's an RPG. But yeah, they've had shooters. They've had good ones. Not great ones, but you know, Call of Duty was the big deal. So they just banked on Call of Duty hard as hell. And went to go make action games. And now this is where they at. Concord is their next big thing. A horrible looking hero shooter too. Like, people hate Overwatch. People real deal hate Overwatch. But Overwatch is always going to be the premier fucking shooter, bro. Overwatch is still going to be the premier shooter. Because every other hero shooter after Overwatch is kind of scuffed. Look what they showed, that they were getting the Marvel one to come over there. The Marvel hero shooter. I forget what the fuck it's called. Marvel Rivals or something. Their hero shooter, their version of Overwatch. And it's going to be exclusive to PlayStation to begin with. because PlayStation is desperate to get a shooter to work on their platform. And even the Marvel one looks scuffed. The Marvel one looks horrible. But this is what Sony has to go on. And we like, PlayStation, you're in such a bad way. So many of their live service games got canceled. They tanked them all. They're like, yeah, this is not going to work out. Concord is the only one making it to the gate. When y'all had a Spider-Man game, when y'all had a fucking Last of Us game that people actually wanted to play, you give your fans Concord. You give your fans fucking Concord, PlayStation. That is a crazy ass thing. That's a dilemma that PlayStation has to live with now for at least the next year until they get something into the pipeline. Everybody's been seeing all the leaks. Xbox is the home of the shoot. Yeah. Because not only is Gears looking like they're coming back as strong as ever with E-Day, that multiplayer might just pop. People sleep on Gears multiplayer because it's so motherfucking, like, what would you call it? It's so niche to the community, and Gears players don't play, bro. Gears multiplayer players, they play the fuck out of Gears, and they won't let you come in there and just play in their game. No, they're gonna shit on you, and they're gonna make you fucking leave. Because they're competitive as fuck in all casual rank. You don't even gotta go to rank, bro. Just in casuals alone, they're gonna sweat on you. And they're not gonna let you just be in the game to have fun. It's so competitive in Gears multiplayer that, like, a lot of people don't go in there. Because there's no way to just go in there and just find what you want to do in that multiplayer. No. You either get with the program or they're going to just push you out of there. And that's why Gears multiplayer don't pop off that hard. But Gears got a hardcore multiplayer community. And they going to play it. And they're going to be fucking good at it. So, I mean, from Gears to Halo still... Halo Infinite is still doing well for itself. It's not as peak as Halo 3. It would never be that peak ever again, I don't think. But, I mean, hey, like... They still found a community in there. They have their little slice of the community that is playing Halo. They're making their money over there. 343 is doing well. Then they own Activision. So the hero shooter in Overwatch and motherfucking Call of Duty. Microsoft has all the power when it comes to live service games. They have all the leverage of live service games at their back. And they're just raking in money. You said games I'm looking forward to this year? I mean, from Xbox, I'm looking forward to Avowed. I'm looking forward to, what is it called? Indiana Jones. From everybody else, I'm looking forward to, what is it called? Dang, why do I not be able to name these games right off the top of my head when I've been talking about these games since I've seen them? But hold on. Shin Megami Tensei came out already. So I don't have to say that. I just haven't bought it yet because I'm still playing fucking Persona 5. But Space Marine, looking forward to that. Space Marine 2 looks amazing. Warhammer, can't wait for that game to come out. What else? Metaphor from Atlas is coming. I can't wait for that game. There's another one. I swear there's a big game that I'm missing, bro. And I can't think of it. I need to look it up. Hold on. I need to look it up. Because I know there's a big game in there that I'm missing. I mean, Dragon Age, for sure. That motherfucker better come out on the same day Inquisition did. I'm still banking on that being real. Dragon Age the Veilguard is going to launch the same day Inquisition launched 10 years ago. And that's going to be a great fucking feeling. That's going to be a great feeling to have. So Dragon Age is a big game I'm looking forward to, for sure. And the last one, what the fuck is it? Space Marine, yes. What the fuck is it? Oh, fucking Flintlock, bro. Holy shit. I've been trying to think of the name this whole time. And Flintlock. Those are the games I'm looking forward to the most this year. Those are the games I'm really looking forward to the most this year. And I mean, like, Diablo's DLC. There's a lot of other things I'm going to be playing. But if I'm talking about just this year alone, there's a lot of games on the plate. There's a lot of games on the plate. And that's why we're here. Because if Summer Games Fest is over, and we don't have anything to go on until Gamescom, that is the slate of what we have to talk about. And on Nintendo's side, we've seen it. They've showed it, what they have coming in the next, like, 6 to 8 months of the Switch. fine. Microsoft showed what they have coming in like the next year of Xbox and PlayStation 2. That's fine. And then Sony comes in with not a damn thing to show us. That shit's annoying. That's a crazy ass thing to go about. Because why did PlayStation have nothing to show us when they should be the front runner of all of this? But no, Xbox is front running. Xbox is front running from third place. Think about it. Xbox is front running gaming from third place. Xbox has gaming on their back in third fucking place, bro. They don't even need to be in first. They have all the responsibility in gaming because they're the biggest. They just not first. You said Sony State of Play was not good. It wasn't good at all. It wasn't good. And it's crazy that Astrobot is the biggest thing to come out of PlayStation Showcase. And Astrobot is a second party game. A lot of PlayStation fans and a lot of fans in general don't know that. But Astrobot is a second party deal with PlayStation. They're not a first party There's not a first party game. So people give Astrobot a whole lot of credit. It did look good. But Astrobot is a second party deal. Exactly like Helldivers. Exactly like what game that just came out for PlayStation? The one with Eve in it. Stellar Blade. These are all second party deals from PlayStation. Their first party teams have nothing to show. You said does Gamescom have a date? Yeah, it's August 22nd through the 26th. Hold on, let me confirm. Because everybody already announced that they're going to be there except PlayStation and Nintendo. They're skipping it again. They're skipping the fuck out of it again. But yeah, Gamescom is the 21st to the 25th in August. So yeah, I think I said that, didn't I? I think I said that. Yeah, so Gamescom is the next big thing for gaming. So from fucking May to August, this is what we have to go on. PlayStation is a zero. They're zeroed out. They're zeroed out. They have Concord. They have Concord. And they already said they're skipping Gamescom for the 5th year in a row. They're not going to Gamescom. So PlayStation doesn't care about gaming no more. PlayStation does not care about gaming no more. That's exactly what they've shown for the past 3 years. They can give a fuck about gaming. And they're number one. They're not trying to push nothing new. They're like, oh, remake this, remaster that. They don't have anything new coming because they have nothing to show. And all they can do is sign second party deals just to keep games flowing onto their platform until something comes up. Until something comes up. And I'm like, that's sad. Your hardware is doing whatever the hell it's doing. We've been hearing things about PlayStation VR for, I think, most of this month since PlayStation had their little state of play. That PlayStation VR is not doing well. We already knew it wasn't doing well. PlayStation VR 1 didn't do well. So VR 2 is doing worse, far worse. That they've stopped funding VR 2. They've already shut down VR 2 studios. We've seen that. That happened in February. So now VR 2 doesn't have any games coming. The games that are coming look scuffed. The PC push that VR 2 has is scuffed. PlayStation already announced, like, yeah, VR 2, none of the features work on PC. So there's no point of buying a VR 2. I made a video on that. Y'all should definitely go watch it if you haven't. And now we're hearing that, yeah, they're pulling the plug on production, on funding. VR 2 is literally a corpse of a peripheral for another corpse that is the PS5. What is PlayStation going to do about any of that, bro? Because people paid $600 for that VR headset. Why would they do that? Who knows? You said, obviously, you don't care about gaming anymore. It's just things are not ideal for the moment. I mean, but if they cared, they would at least say something. That's all I'm saying. Because when Xboxes don't have anything to show, remember, the whole Xbox have no games push. The whole Xbox have no games push was 2 years ago. Xbox has had games since the Xbox had no games push. The Xbox had games even when the Xbox had no games push was going on. But Xbox had to talk about games almost every 3 months for a whole year because Xbox had no games. Because they cared about how much they were doing for gaming. They tried everything they could. And now all that hard work is paying off because these last 2 years, Xbox has had plenty of games. And then Xbox Game Showcase comes around. And Xbox has plenty more games to go around. Have plenty more games to talk about. Now that PlayStation is going through that, they've been silent for the last 3 years. They ain't had a showcase. Because they have nothing to show at a showcase. They have a state of play where they show the second party deals that they're buying up. That's lovely, Sony. But what are you doing? Nothing. They still say 0 words. Gamecom comes around. We're skipping it again. 5th year in a row. These are gaming's biggest moments. And PlayStation is skipping them. And staying silent about skipping them too. They're just like, yep, we're not going to do anything about that. So where's the care for gaming at? Because when they were at the top, they wanted to be everywhere. Remember, when the PS4 was popping off, there was a single place where Sony wasn't at. Xbox was there. They were there in small form because Xbox was getting shit on at the time. PlayStation was there with their chest poked out. Now that PlayStation is going through a rough patch, they want to hide? For the last 3 years, they've been hiding. Struggling in the background. Every time a leak comes out of PlayStation, it's some more bad news. They don't even talk about the bad news either. They're like, oh, well, I guess it's happening. No, they got to stand on business. As number one in gaming, they should be standing on business all the time, even when things are going rough. Jim Ryan left. They got 2 CEOs now, and still no news comes out of PlayStation. We get Concord. Nigga, we get Concord. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. PlayStation got to this point when Xbox was at their lowest. Xbox adapted to that. They're like, fuck it, bro. Like, if we gonna be in here, we gotta do something. And they worked hard to get to where they are. PlayStation coasted around with the PS4. And now they have to put in some work with the PS5. And it's been a fucking disaster. Since the launch of this console, it's been a disaster. The consoles haven't been out. They've been out 4 years. In 3 of those years, PlayStation has been silent. No showcases, no games to show, remakes or remasters. Nigga, the biggest news to come out of their motherfucking state of play was a remaster of a game they didn't even make. A remaster of the game they didn't even make. And they didn't even give the credit to the people that created that game. We're talking about Until Dawn. Why is Until Dawn such a big deal for PlayStation? Supermassive has made better games since then. You took Supermassive's name off of a game that they created. That you had nothing to do with. But PlayStation's like, oh, fuck it, bro. We own this IP because we published it for them. Supermassive, they took their name off of it. Why? Supermassive Games is a big-ass deal now. They make hit games. They make hit stories. But for some reason, Sony's like, yeah, ice them out. We don't want them to be a part of this. They could have made that game fucking better for you. They've definitely grown as a company since Until Dawn. And that's the biggest news to come out of their little state of play. What is PlayStation on about, bro? And then they still have nothing to talk about. See, and a lot of people have said that for 2 years in a row, Cool Breeze. That is crazy. Because we all expect Sony to have something in a cut. But for 2 years now, they've had nothing in that fucking cut, bro. They've had nothing up their sleeve. They had nothing in their back pocket. They had nothing. But we expect that from Sony because they've been there. When they had it, they showed everything, bro. You said, well, only AAA games, 200 million budgets? Yeah, bro. It is crazy. Yeah, they could, bro. PlayStation has complained about not being able to afford it. That's why they needed to get live service games off the ground in the first place. That's why the 12 live service games they were supposed to be making was such in the news. And now all of a sudden 90% of those are canceled or not seeing the light of day. The one that we do get to fucking see is Concord. I just hate that Concord is the one that succeeded. When Deviation got shelved, when The Last of Us game got shelved, When the game from Platinum and Square got shelved, when the Spider-Man game that we never even heard about, that motherfucker got shelved before we even knew it existed. It got shelved. And then they like, hey, we finally got one out the door, guys. In his fucking Concord, nobody's playing it. Your own fans are going to be like, yeah, we'll just go pick up Call of Duty from Microsoft and Activision. We'll just go play Call of Duty. Like, it's fine. We'll just still do that because PlayStation, what are you doing? You said PS5 is only strong because of the PS4. They're still trying to get PS4 users to migrate to PS5. Those reports already came out. A lot of fans want to ignore that, but half of Sony fan base is still PS4 people. Half of Sony fan base is still PS4 people. They ain't bought a PS5, but PS5 have sold a whole lot. Remember, PS5 console sales are crazy high, but for some reason they don't have the active users to back that up. It's a suspicious dilemma going on because they're selling consoles, they're selling millions of them bitches, outselling Xbox 2-1 in some countries, but they don't have the same active user base as Xbox. You said Conquer could have been better if it wasn't a live service game. It was a open world single player game. But Sony needs a live service game to make money because they can't keep signing 70% of their store to other people. That's why I made that video, and my comment section was fueled with people like, but Xbox is losing. They're putting their games on PlayStation. But people don't understand the business of the thing because I mean I'm a gamer first for sure. But I mean when I look at the stock market, which I invest in, and I see PlayStation losing me money, I'm upset, bro. I'm upset, bro, because I'm not out here being a fucking console warrior. I don't give a fuck. I mean, yeah, because when Sony drops an exclusive game, if they drop an exclusive game, it will hit for sure. It will definitely sell. It's just like it's because they're so far and in between. But they made that seem like, oh, that's a good thing. This is luxury. Because God of War came out on two platforms, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. It is going to the fucking PC. They announced it. And that game sold well. It sold well enough for them to get a free DLC. But then the next game came out how many months later? How many years later? Was Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 came out after Starfield. Starfield speed blitzed that motherfucking sales and active players, but Starfield didn't succeed. We can't talk about Starfield being a successful game. It launched on Game Pass. It still sold well. And for some reason, it wasn't successful. But speed blitzed that motherfucking sales. And down is almost a year. It's almost been a year since Starfield and Spider-Man came out. Spider-Man has nothing. Starfield has into the fucking, I forget what the fuck it's called. The DLC coming out, Shattered Space. They have Shattered Space coming. Modding just got officially released, so the creation kit is out. Starfield is doing a whole lot right now. Spider-Man is doing nothing, bro. And they don't have another exclusive to pop off with. And Microsoft has how many? We've had Hellblade. We got Avowed coming. We got motherfucking, what's this called? Indiana Jones. It is it is wild. It is a crazy time. You said Nintendo exclusives are unbelievable in sales. Nintendo has the sweet spot in the in this console like platform based sales situation because their hardware is so dedicated. Their hardware is so dedicated. Hold on, why is the chat going so fast? I'm gonna need to slow this whole down because I'm missing some things. You said, but that's not the case. They couldn't get away. with the shitty expensive hardware like VR2 and releasing no games. See, VR2 was such a bad fucking idea because I don't understand. I don't like. I got really good inventory management. I do that for sure. Like I'm real good. But for some reason, when I think of it bigger, maybe because I mean we only work with like hundreds of employees. I only got hundreds of employees. I ain't got thousands of employees. So it's not like I gotta deal with a whole lot of inventory management all the time. But I mean, you can take just base level inventory management and scale high and understand some of these things. You said all we got on Spider-Man was suits. Suits? That's fucking. The suits are called DLC. They called it DLC. They're like, hey, downloadable content for it, and it's suits. Didn't they have how many fucking unfinished fucking side quests do Spider-Man 2 have, bro? They have freaking villains with unfinished arcs in their game right now. They couldn't make a DLC mission, not one. They like, oh nah, we got suits. We we got suits niggas don't even want to wear. We all saw Miles Morales' last suit. That shit was a piece of shit. They cut his fucking hair thing. Oh my. Come on now, bro. And then they end up being a fucking, what, a Nike collab, an Adidas collab. It was one of them fucking bitches. So they could sell that hoe in real life. It was garbage, bro. Straight trash. I don't understand. I'm not understanding, bro. It is so bad. PSVR 2 is in dire straits. Dire straits. They're trying to do anything in their power to just get people to buy it. And tell people not to buy it at the same time. Because they have shitty marketing campaigns. They have horrible marketing campaigns. And people talk about Xbox's marketing. I don't understand how PlayStation gets anybody to buy anything over there. Because when I look at it, I'm like, these are terrible business practices. Just blatantly terrible business practices. We all know the numbers. PSVR 1 sold 5 million units. 5 million. Remember, the PS4 install base was 100 million plus. And you sold 5% of that. That's what I'm saying. The Sony effect is crazy because they sold 5% of their install base of VR headset. And then somebody in Sony was like, let's do it again. Are you fucking stupid? I don't know who is in charge over there. But they're like, there's no way. Nigga, I ain't got CEO business sense. I'm not gonna act like I do. But I do have management talent. I do have inventory management skills too. And there's no way I can see a product I have is not selling and I was like, let's do that shit again. Fuck no, bro. The niggas don't want that shit. We're not selling it. I'm cutting back heavy. So I can save fucking money and put it into something else. That's a smart business thing to do. But they double down on VR. What, to make a statement? And to fail a second time. Wasting so much money. The Portal? People like the Portal. But the Portal is a piece of shit hardware. It's a piece of shit. It's a waste of time and money. Because I know they're probably making a profit on the Portal. It's not that, not that revolutionary of tech. They barely have any tech in there at all. It's a screen with controllers attached to it that can stream games from Wi-Fi. You can go buy a $30 tablet at Walmart and slap a motherfucking controller on there and call it a fucking Portal. That's exactly how simple the Portal design is. So they're probably not losing money on the Portal when they sell them. But it still was a trash idea to begin with. It was trashly implicated. They're still iterating on that fucking software in the Portal because it's so badly implemented. But somebody made that business decision. As a super mega corporation of Sony Interactive Entertainment, they have some dumbasses at the top. They have some stupid people at the top because there's no way they're greenlighting these things with no supervision. Like, you walk over there and be like, hey, what you working on? Like, oh, I'm making this not mobile mobile device to play games on. And they're like, oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, go and put that out. How much money you need? Oh, give me a couple $1,000,000. We can make it work. Dumb, bro. This shit is crazy. VR2 failing. It was written in the wall of your most successful generation. PS4 was so successful, there's no way they looked at those numbers and they like, that's success. The PSVR 1 didn't succeed. And I always have to bring this up when I talk about VR2 and VR 1. Because remember, the Xbox got shit on for making a Kinect 2 and putting it with every Xbox. But think about this. The Kinect 1 sold 20 million units. And it was a mid-gen peripheral. That bitch came in mid-generation. After the Red Ring of Death. And it still sold 20 million. So it was a no-brainer to sell that motherfucker at the beginning of the generation with the next Xbox. The VR 1 succeeded so well that they was like, why don't we put this bitch in the beginning of the generation? Because it did so well. And it failed. And they're like, where did we go wrong? We made it proprietary. They understood that. They took it out the fucking box. And they cut the price of the Xbox down. That's good business right there. You learn, you see, you adapt. The data is there. But there's no way, when they saw 20 million coming in halfway through the generation, and they make a second one, they like, that makes sense. That's good business. When you see 5 million out of 100 million users, the Kinect sold really fucking well, bro. A lot of people don't understand that though. The Kinect sold extremely fucking well. It was crazy how good the Kinect sold. But for some reason, PlayStation saw the poor sales of the VR 1 and was like, let's do it again. Somebody's stupid over there, bro. The numbers are factual. You can look any of this shit up. I'm not gonna tell lies on the fucking internet for no reason. There's no goddamn way. Yeah, because it's because the gaming media ignores PlayStation's problems. Because I'm not gonna act like it. The fucking PlayStation 4 generation was damn near flawless for PlayStation. They didn't hitch a single time. They had such a good run for a complete generation that people gave them a lot of goodwill. They earned it. Not gonna lie, like they didn't. But now that they're seeing the collapse of PlayStation, they're ignoring it. Why? Because the PlayStation 4 did so well. There's no way Sony's gonna just fall apart now. They can't believe it. They're living in they're living in their own delusion at this point. Because Sony can't lose. The PlayStation 4 did so well. There's no way they go back from that. The 360 did so well. There's no way they can go back from that. Look at the Xbox One. What the fuck? It can happen. It can happen to anybody. Even number one. Even number one overall can tank. And they're actively just collapsing right in front of us. And the gaming media don't want to fucking talk about it. They don't want to bring it up. They don't want to mention it. And people wonder why E3 is gone. Gamescom, one of the biggest gaming things in the world now. And that's looking like it's not going to last too much longer because the front runners of gaming are ignoring it. And who's keeping that shit alive? Microsoft, Xbox, the big bad in gaming. They're the only ones trying to keep gaming how it was. Even though they're changing a whole lot of what gaming is, they're still trying to keep the fans' interaction with gaming the center of gaming. But the biggest company out of all of them, the biggest name in gaming, is ignoring the fuck out of their fans. Ignoring the fuck out of gaming events. Even if you have literally nothing to show, why didn't you bring a booth for fucking Concord to be at Gamescom? Get motherfuckers to play Concord in their hands. Not show us a shit fucking gameplay reveal and a shit CGI trailer and then just call it good. Oh yeah, Concord's coming. PlayStation, buddy, there's no goddamn way. Their fans are gonna let them? That's fine, bro. But I'm not about to sit here and act like it's not happening. That's why I make Gaming News Weekly, bro. Because I'm gonna talk about this shit. You said Connect was a fun way to play, specifically when people at your house. Yeah, Connect 2 was so good I understand people's gripes with Connect 2. I mean, with Connect 2. But Connect 2 was such a good piece of hardware, bro, that, like, it's kind of disappointing that the revolt of Connect 2 was all just strictly because they didn't want to have it. But it was such a good piece of tech that, like, why would you not want it? And that, I know that's what the executives at Xbox was talking about it. They put so much work into Connect 2 to get facial recognition working, all the gestures with your hands, everything was so flawless. Voice recognition. Nigga, that tech was not cheap. And they bundled that shit in with a console, bro. I used the fuck out of Connect 1. I enjoyed the hell out of Connect 1. I used to Skype. I used Skype on Xbox, bro. I ain't never Skyped a nigga in my life, bro. I used Skype on Xbox because I had to connect. You legit just be sitting there playing a game. You could just call your friends on Xbox. They answer on Xbox and you talk to them playing a game. That was the fucking future right there, and nobody wanted that. They're like, fuck no, nigga. We want basic ass gaming console shit. Okay, strip it back. Make the Xbox dumb. Can't talk to your Xbox no more. Nigga, I used to tell my Xbox to open up games. I'm going to use the bathroom. Open this game up. I'm going to use the bathroom, bro. I'll come back, the game's open. That shit was lovely. It was so good, bro. And then the Xbox niggas had to ruin it. They had to ruin it. Xbox took all the smart shit out of their goddamn console because of it. You said you think Sea of Thieves was top selling? Yeah, I made a video on it. It was a top selling game on PlayStation because PlayStation had nothing like it. You said it's funny how Kinect got pushed to the side in the media, but the Wii was praised for its motion controls, and even the Kinect was more advanced. Yeah, bro. It's the fact that it was Microsoft doing it, bro. It was Microsoft doing it. I don't think Microsoft is allowed to be innovative in gaming. I don't think Microsoft is allowed to change gaming for the better or even for the worse. Like, every time Microsoft makes a decision to do something different in gaming, it is always met with scrutiny. Because remember, the Kinect wasn't anything like too special. It was great motion sensing. It had a great camera on there. Kinect 2 came out, another one. But then everybody started talking about safety and security concerns with the Kinect 2. That was the downfall of it, because everybody was scared, like, oh, they could be hacking our cameras. They could be looking through our... Really, nigga? They really fearmongered the Kinect 2 out of the fucking gaming industry, bro. They fearmongered that shit out of the gaming industry. It got so bad because Kinect 2 failed that HoloLens didn't come to gaming. HoloLens went fucking military, bro. So when the Xbox One X was coming out, HoloLens was in development to be a great addition to gaming. It was augmented reality. They literally demoed that motherfucker with Minecraft. That is how they promoted the HoloLens. It was going to be a crazy piece of tech for gaming, bro. And then they fearmongered the fuck out of the Kinect 2, and Microsoft was like, oh, well, we don't need advanced technology in gaming no more. They just went military with that shit. Let HoloLens interact with fucking drones and shit now. And it's like, what the fuck, bro? Nigga, HoloLens was gonna be up next for gaming. Being able to be like an actual DM in a world, and you just interact with a game world outside of the game while niggas are playing it is crazy. That was crazy tech to be coming to gaming, and the fans ruined it. The gaming media ruined it. But then they talk about, oh, Microsoft has done nothing for gaming. Every time they want to do something, they get shit on for it, bro. They get shit on for it. That's a crazy place to live in, especially in the gaming industry. That's a crazy place to have to live in. You say, on everything you love as a kid, how it would have been for games with controllers. But then it came Kinect. Bro, the Kinect was so fun. I didn't have a Kinect myself. I think our cousins did. So when I went over there and they had like, I think they had like the Michael Jackson game. I think they had a fighting game on the Kinect, which was kind of fun. What else? And then like Connectimals. I liked Connectimals a lot, bro. I don't know why, but Connectimals was so good. I kind of fucked with Connectimals. I wish they still had that, or at least like a Connectimals style game that you can just go play. But that all that is gone. All that is gone. And hey, we gotta chalk it up to the fans, bro. The fans didn't want it. Microsoft got rid of that shit. They're like, okay, I don't want it no more. And I'm sitting here like, fuck, that's such a good idea. But majority rules. The media got everybody behind them, bro. And they like, fuck the Connect. You're spying on us, Microsoft. And it's like, nigga, we not doing no spying. What the fuck? We just gave you the utmost security possible for all of your devices. They don't care, bro. Fuck that security shit. We want to get hacked like Sony. We want to get hacked like Sony. But hold on, bro. We got more gaming news. We got more gaming news to talk about. Because it's been crazy since all that has happened. Nintendo had their thing, and then it started coming out that games are still going to skip Xbox, and that has been big news. I think this week. Fucking hack station, bro. Sony they just have. I don't know why they still be using Linux to build upon their PlayStation network. I don't know, bro. I don't understand what Sony be doing, bro. Then they left Cloud Azure. So, for people that don't know, Cloud Azure is Microsoft's like cloud-based like server thing. And Sony used to be they use Cloud Azure all of PS4. They use Cloud Azure all for PS4 to make PlayStation Now, to hold all PlayStation like data stuff in the cloud. Microsoft was doing it for PlayStation. At the same time, PlayStation was shitting on Xbox. Microsoft was literally holding all of PlayStation's data in their data center. Now, PlayStation's moved their data from Cloud Azure. They took all of it, and now they're on Google's cloud-based thing. And now they're getting hacked out the fucking shit again, bro. They're getting hacked the fuck up again. Y'all were so safe on PS4, bro. Why was they safe on PS4? Because Microsoft was protecting PlayStation. Microsoft was protecting PlayStation. Now, all of a sudden, PlayStation is just getting shit on by hackers. Left and right. Everything for Wolverine all over the internet. People was talking about character models leaking out the game. And them bitches look garbage, bro. I don't know why they keep doing it to their character models. But Insomniac, they're like, fuck it. Make them bitches look like trolls. We don't care. They're still going to buy the game. And that's exactly what I think PlayStation fans are going to do. They're still going to buy the game. They don't care if Jean Grey looks like a monster, bro. They're like, fuck it, we buying that shit. You said they use Cloud Azure just for cloud gaming now? I mean, that would make sense. Cloud Azure still has real good processing power. And Xbox themselves barely use Cloud Azure. They should be using it more. But they went on to do more hardware based like streaming, because they wanted to put all Xboxes in there, so then they would get like the Xbox experience from cloud gaming, which is fine. But you could have just used Cloud Azure to process all that shit. But Xbox be trying to buff up like Microsoft isn't the biggest company in the world, bro. Like, yeah, you're Xbox, you're a part of Microsoft kinda, but Xbox kind of want to be independent of Microsoft, unlike how Sony is dependent on PlayStation. So the work dynamic at Microsoft with Xbox is trying to earn their independence so much. They want to do everything they can to not depend on Microsoft. And I'm like, bro, I would be abusing Papa's money if I was Xbox. And they finally started doing it a little bit. When they bought fucking Activision. And when they bought motherfucking Bethesda and ZeniMax. They finally start doing what they should have been doing this whole time. Abusing the fuck out of the power of Microsoft to make Xbox a better place. Because they just wanted to be independent so bad. You said they probably took out everything else. I mean, yeah, they definitely moved away. I think I reported on the time when they did move to Google's cloud thing from Azure. But I mean, everybody's in Azura now. Even Sega's in Azura as. Sega's in Azura working on shit. Xbox and them is in Azura working on shit. We still don't know what the fuck. What is his name? I was about to say Miyazaki, not Miyazaki. The one that made Death Stranding. I forget his name. He's working on a Cloud Azura game. Still don't know what the hell that is. We do know Death Stranding too. Yeah, Kojima. We know he's working on a Cloud Azura game. We still don't know what it is. He's just doing stuff. He's just being a creative. I don't know, but he's still working on something for Xbox. Who knows if it's ever going to come out? It might just get canceled, or he might just be practicing just to make Death Stranding 2 better. I think that'd be smart by him, but I mean, Xbox would just shelf his ass like they did Platinum, and then he'll just be out of there. But yeah, there's a lot of games skipping Xbox that has been announced. And one of the biggest games that people are talking about on the internet about skipping Xbox is Marvel vs. Capcom's collection from the Nintendo's Direct. And I was so surprised is that they're skipping it. You said Kojima's the GOAT. He's always aiming for the future. And he is creative and then fearless. I mean, yeah, because now that he's independent, Buddy's just chilling out here. You say he's also developing OD with Xbox Game Studios. Yeah, I remember. I remember they showed that, like when they seen the trailer, and I was like, "Did y'all see the person in their eyes?" Because you saw all the people like screaming, but everybody's like, "What is this trailer?" And I'm like, "Look in their eyes, bro." And like when you look in their eyes of like the OD trailer, you see the game, and you see like the person like that they're screaming at, because they're all like yelling and shit, and you see what they're looking at and what they're reacting to, and there's like a dude in there like doing shit on camera, but you like nobody noticed it because they're just looking at character models, facial features, and they're just yelling. But no, there's actual gameplay in a fucking in their eye, and it's so crazy when you watch it and you see that, and you like, there's shit actually going on in this trailer that they just didn't show, but you can see it in a reflection of the character's eyes, and I'm like, that's just beautiful, bro. Kojima definitely has a different way of like giving people the perception of something. Because I think that's why Death Stranding, even though it legit just UPS simulator, like it gives you a different way of like environmental storytelling and like personal storytelling in a game where you're literally delivering packages. I don't understand why you had to be delivering packages to get this story. Maybe because it's a slow process and it gives you time to like think and to like react. I don't know, bro. It's a different thing, bro. You could be philosophical as fuck about Death Stranding. That's why people are excited for Death Stranding 2. I don't know if as much as they were the first one, because now that they know what Death Stranding is, I'm like, okay, I mean, we're going to be delivering packages again. I might not. But he does do a whole lot of different things when it comes to presenting things, presenting ideas to the gamer. And it's really good. You said there's not a lot of games skipping Xbox. I mean, not a lot of them. It's just like some big name titles. Cause yeah, the Marvel vs. Capcom thing, I don't think anybody was expecting it to not be on Xbox. And it's weird that nobody knows why. Capcom hasn't said why it's not coming to Xbox. It's just gonna be not there. Marvel vs. Capcom fans are upset because they're like, why? You said what big name titles? I mean, Marvel vs. Capcom is a big name title. It might just be like a remaster collection, but that's a big deal. That's a big deal to a lot of people. And Marvel vs. Capcom is actually pretty good fighting games. But I mean, I don't think it's gonna hurt too much. The Blacksmith Wukong thing. So Blacksmith Wukong skipping Xbox for whatever reason. We don't really know why. You said, should you try Death Stranding? If you have a PlayStation, you definitely should. I mean, if you got a PC as well, because it's there. But like, it's not a game for a lot of people. It's not a game like you would start it off and you like, you know, you listen to the music, you deliver packages. You said small. Marvel vs. Capcom? I don't think it's that small. I don't think it's that small. And it is kind of a big deal that they're skipping Xbox when their other collections are on Xbox. The Street Fighter collection is on Xbox. The Marvel collection is on Xbox. I mean, yeah, and that's the thing. That's what I'm getting into. So like the Wukong game is skipping Xbox like because it's launching in August, and it's not coming to Xbox with every other platform, and everybody was wondering why. You said fighting games in general is a very small community. I mean, it's a small community compared to what though? Because compared to shooters maybe, but like in comparison to like RPGs, I think fighting games have a bigger market than RPGs do. A more competitive market too, and they have esports. I don't think they have a very small community. I wouldn't call that small. It depends on what market you're comparing it to say this small because like there's game genres that don't have a community at all. Like look at the FromSoft community. That motherfucker's small compared to every other one. But it's growing though. Now you see it's kind of big. You said Street Fighter 6 sold 1 million and was on everything except Switch. Mortal Kombat didn't sell much either. I mean, but does that dictate the community size? Because what about all the anime fighting games? What about all the Dragon Ball Z fighting games? What do you like? There's a whole lot more fighting games than just those two. You can't just say the fighting game market is small, but then skip all the other fighting games except Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. How much did Tekken sell? There's so many fighting games out there. You can't say the community is small and then only put two of them. You said they don't sell much, but how many of them are there? Everybody don't like the same fighting game. Everybody's not playing the only big two fighting games, bro. There's so many subsections of fighters that people like to play and that people are playing that you can't say it's small because the big two of them didn't sell. They probably don't like the big two of them. They probably don't like Street Fighter. They probably don't like Mortal Kombat right now. But there's so many more fighting games that's on the market as well that people are actively playing, that they actively have tournaments for, that they actively have esports for, that fighting game niggas are everywhere. Elden Ring did sell 20 million. It was commercially successful. But how long did it take for Souls-like games to be commercially successful is what I'm saying. That community was small. That is the picture of a small community. You said that holds for every genre? It does. But some genres aren't just bigger than others. The RPG genre has a whole lot of RPGs. But how many people are actually playing all of them? Or any of them for that fact. Because you can look at the top, you can look at the bottom. That's why RPGs aren't being created that much. Because they can't get people to just play them. There's so many fighting game conventions too that it's kind of wild. It's kind of crazy. You said the new Dragon Ball Z game don't look too bad. The new Dragon Ball Z game looks like everything people wanted like 10 years ago. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm an old ass Dragon Ball Z like gamer. But when Budokai Tenkaichi ended on PlayStation 2, and then when they came back on 360 and it was Ultimate Tenkaichi and it was a piece of shit, this like Ultimate Tenkaichi should have been the game that they're showing us right now with Spark and Zero. Because why was Ultimate Tenkaichi such a badass game? I played the fuck out of it, by the way. I played the fuck out of Ultimate Tenkaichi. A lot of niggas haven't. But Ultimate Tenkaichi was so bad as a Dragon Ball Z fan. Spark and Zero looks like what Ultimate Tenkaichi should have been 10 years ago. I mean, Ultimate Tenkaichi is older than 10 years now. It's probably been like 15. 15 would probably be like max. You say you don't even like fighting games. That's why you call my community small. You don't even play fighting games. What the fuck? You're biased. You're literally biased. That's why you're shitting on the fighting game community. If you're just biased to fighting, you could just say like, okay, fighting games really, I don't fuck with them. So you would never see them as the big community that they are. You don't fuck with fighting games. I used to fuck with fighting games heavy. I don't much now because YouTube is a thing now. Like content creation is a thing now. So now people just they definitely are a big community. They definitely are a big community. It's not they're not unified. You can't talk like I mean all Elden Ring fans, all FromSoft fans are unified with Elden Ring. All of them are unified with Elden Ring. There's that right there that shows the big of the community. All fighting game fans aren't unified because they don't all like the same type of fighting game. Some of them like 2D fighting games, some of them like 3D fighting games. Some of them just like side scrollers. But then you see like the Smash community. There's no way you think the Smash community is small. There's no goddamn way you think the Smash community is small. And then you see multiverses come out and motherfuckers love that shit. Why? Because Smash was only on Nintendo. And they like, I wish we could play this somewhere else. Niggas have to live on Nintendo to play Smash, bro. Yeah, like the fighting game community is massive. They won't unify around one big fighting game. So you will never see the full force of a fighting game like community. You said in terms of popularity and engagement, where do I think it lands? It's definitely it's probably it's probably behind it has to be behind shooters, bro. It has to be behind shooters. So if shooters is number one in popularity for just like games in general, fighting games are definitely number two to them. There's no community bigger than shooters right now, at least. And fighting games are definitely behind them. It's not near the bottom. Because side scrollers, platformers, like those communities exist. There's a whole lot of gaming communities out there. Fighting games is so mainstream, bro. Fighting games are so mainstream. Yes, from fucking arcade days, bro. You probably don't see them in the forefront no more because now everybody play games solo. Everybody play games by themselves. Online became the thing that brings communities together. And fighting games online feels horrible. Because latency. Because lag. People don't really like, but you go to a land event, go to an Evo land event. That motherfucker got hundreds of thousands of niggas all in the same place watching two niggas fight on the screen. Why do you think those things still exist? Those LAN tournaments still exist. Because fighting games aren't built for this type of gaming. They were built for old-fashioned gaming for sure. Because it brought people together. But now, since everybody has to buy their own console to play games, Sparking Zero almost left out couch co-op. How the fuck you leaving out couch co-op in a fighting game? They're like, oh, but we did it. We just put it in a hyperbolic time chamber. Because they knew if they didn't have it, fighting game fans would be pissed. You saw when they showed off Sparking Zero and they brought up the fucking the couch fighting split screen co-op. They had to put that shit in, bro. They had to put that shit the fuck in. Because if they didn't, they would have got shit on. You say how contradictory? How? Because I say fighting games aren't built for this climate. Don't mean their community has shrunk because it's not built for this climate. Why do you think they still go fight on LAN tournaments? Why do you think they still go do that? Because online fighting games are trash, bro. When latency gets in the way, niggas get annoyed. Because fighting games have gotten better in tech. But online connectivity is still a problem. Lag and latency is still a problem. Remember, like, have you seen when people go run games on a fucking CRT because there's no input lag on a CRT TV? But how much input lag is on your brand new TV right now? There's no input lag on a CRT. CRTs are old fashioned. Nobody owns a CRT no more. And if you do, it's probably from your grandma's house or some shit. But nobody's going out to their local Walmart and buying a CRT. But CRTs were better technology because they didn't have input lag. They didn't have the latency of today's technology. That is real knowledge right there. Yeah, you have minimal. CRTs had 0, Caleb. What do you mean? They had 0. You have minimal now. You're like, oh, I have the lowest input lag I could possibly have. But a nigga with a CRT would beat your ass in any fighting game to ever exist because his input lag is 0. He's not waiting for a damn thing. Every action he has is as reactive as he can put it in. And as technology gets better, CRTVs will still probably have no input lag compared to your OLED. Compared to your Ultra OLED, whatever the fuck the next iteration of OLED is going to be. Your QLEDs, I think my homeboy do have a QLED TV. He has a big ass QLED TV. But technology, even though it's gotten better, has gotten worse. So, and fighting game fans feel that more than anybody else because now that newer technology comes out for all these games, the grounds of fighting games are still the same. You put two niggas together, they fight each other, you see who comes out on top. It's player versus player. And the less player versus player comes in, because now all these PvE games exist, they're getting pushed more and more to the forefront. Why? Because it sells more units. Because back in the day, you would buy Mortal Kombat 4 on your N64, and all of your fans would come play it. They wouldn't have to go buy a Nintendo 64 to play Mortal Kombat 4 with you. No, they would just come to your house and y'all run a tournament. Mortal Kombat 4 right now. We're cooking the fuck up for hours and hours. Now everybody's trying to sell you a box so you can play with your friends. Fighting games don't really fit that market, but they still have a whole big community of people still playing them. But how do you think they playing them now? In LAN conventions? At each other's houses still? And it still works out. They still have hella fans. It's just, why do you need to sell 20 million copies of one game when you could just play it with your friend at their house? That's why Elden Ring can sell 20 million and Street Fighter can sell 1 and they still have the same amount of fans. It's simple. Easy. But Elden Ring, you have to play that motherfucker. And if you want to play with your friends, they have to go buy the game and join in with you. That is how you get more people to buy things. That is how you get more people. But when you could just walk up and both play on the same TV, all you need is one console, 2 controllers, and a game. And you could run that shit forever, bro. And fighting games don't really reiterate too many times. That's why I be so far in between freaking releases. They're not like Call of Duty where they have to innovate all the time. They have to keep releasing these fucking games. Because then people will lose interest. But niggas will still be playing a old ass fucking Street Fighter 4. They probably still running that shit. Probably got 10 million niggas with them. Playing Street Fighter 4. Why? Nigga, Street Fighter 6 just came out. Their favorite character might not be in it. And hey, that's cause. Nigga, I would definitely be playing Mortal Kombat 9 over Mortal Kombat 1 any day. And Mortal Kombat 9 came out when? 2011? 2012? Mortal Kombat 9 is still my favorite Mortal Kombat game. outside of like Shaolin Monks. And I own Mortal Kombat 10. I own Mortal Kombat 11. I have those games. I'm not even playing them. I got UFC. Not even playing it because I miss Fight Night. I miss Fight Night. I'm a fighting game fan. I miss old Ninja Storm. Well, Ultimate Ninja for Naruto games. I hate the new ones. I still play them. I still play them. I hate the new ones though. Mortal Kombat 9 is unmatched when it comes to Mortal Kombat, bro. It is it is so fucking good. It is so good, but now, they have to like adjust to the mainstream outlook of their games. Cause you remember, hey, if you play Mortal Kombat 9, you remember Mortal Kombat 9, bro. You remember Mortal Kombat 9 because that shit they went all out with everything from character designs to story to combat. They went in on Mortal Kombat 9. So if your OLED got 0.2, and CRTVs are still faster, if the human perception of input lag, if you can perceive input lag, that means it's too fucking long. But when you measure input lag and you just tell people like, okay, it's 0.2, that's almost as fast as you could get. And then the CRTV, you're not lagging. You're not lagging. You said, oh, it can't have zero. It can't have zero, but you literally are not lagging. There's no way. There's no, oh shit, the lag. There's none of that on the CRT. There's none of that on the CRT. So it's so negligibly fast. But I just said that, bro. Were you not listening? Were you not listening? I literally just said that. Cause you know it's bad when you can experience the input lag. When you can feel the input lag, you know it's bad. And the lower the input lag goes, you would never know how low it is. You would never know how low it is. You just said like, oh, they measured yours. 0.02 milliseconds. I couldn't just press a button and tell like, okay, that was zero point 0.2 seconds too late. But you can definitely you definitely know you're not lagging on a CRT. That is how much better it was on a CRT. You know for damn sure every input you put in is going in exactly when you put it in. It could be 0.001 fucking milliseconds late. As fast as you put that fucking command in, it is reacting on a CRT. So if it's faster than your zero point 0.2 millisecond delay, that shit is as close to zero as zero could possibly exist. Which still doesn't change the fact that CRTs are better, especially for fighting games. For any Twitch response game, CRTs are going to be better, but CRTVs are out. OLEDs are in. QLEDs are in. We know technology was advanced back then. But now the advancements are to make things, sleeker, cuter, newer. But yeah, it doesn't change anything that you went to go Google some numbers real quick. Just to say that CRTVs didn't have zero. They were just faster than everything. it didn't change anything though. CRTVs are literally as zero could be. If the perception of zero could be perceived, it would be a CRTV. But yeah, the Black Myth Wukong situation is a strange one. Mostly because nobody, like the parties involved are being secretive. You say you didn't Google it? Did you Bing it? Did you Safari it? What did you do then? What did you do then? I mean, but they're not a CRT. They're as close to it as we could get nowadays, but they're not a CRT. But yeah, Black Myth Wukong situation. The the bad part about it is the parties involved aren't talking about it. Like really. So Black Myth Wukong is being delayed on the Xbox side. We all know it's not coming at launch. But they never said why. And then the internet, they have their things. You said you think it's not going to be a Souls like, just with some similarities, but like, there's a whole lot of Souls likes that are they're not really Souls like games, but they do have similarities. And a lot of like Chinese games on Steam, they have Souls like elements, but they're really just like just basic third person action games, kind of in their own way. But you do have to like dodge, parry sometimes. You do have to fight bosses 1v1. Sometimes they're big as fuck. You have limited heals. You're not just healing all the time. And you don't have healing mechanics yourself. You kind of like have to use a flask or something to heal. So, I mean, that's when like the Souls-likes became like a thing. But they don't really play like Dark Souls. You're not really walking through the same map. Like getting respawned at bonfires. I think that's the thing. Because when games let you just fight a boss and lose and just refight the boss again, you don't have to do a whole walk back to the boss room. I think that's where people start getting Souls likes from, because games back in the day where you would fight a boss, you would lose, you run out of heals, you get beat up real quick, all you did was just restart the boss battle. You didn't have to walk back and fight your way back to the boss battle. I think that's when Souls likes started to be identified as Souls likes, because like, you going into a boss arena and fighting a boss has never been a new idea. It didn't start with Demon Souls and Miyazaki. It didn't start with whatever FromSoft made before that. Like, so the whole Souls-like thing came when you literally had to start fighting back to the boss battle. Well, like, that was the journey. Like, okay, I lost to the boss. Now I gotta fight everything I fought before the boss to get back to that nigga again. I think that's where the Souls-like thing came from. Wukong, I don't think it's gonna be like that, because they haven't really showed like a bonfire structure in all the gameplay that they showed. But the fact that they haven't said why the Xbox version is delayed is, I think, the problem with this whole Wukong situation. Because it could, like, if it was the Series S, they could have just came out like Larian did. Like, hey, you know how hard it is to develop for the Series S? Nigga, we need more time to deal with that shit. Fine. We understand. But now everybody gotta speculate that it's the Series S's fault. Because they didn't come out and say it. And then Microsoft just came out and cryptically said, like, they might have a deal with PlayStation. Which could make sense. It would make sense in all reality. They didn't say it. But when Sun Wukong's game, like when Black Myth Wukong was getting, like, promoted initially, I thought it was a PlayStation exclusive game. So I always thought Black Myth Wukong was going to be PlayStation exclusive. Until the last year's trailer where it had an Xbox logo on there. And I was like, oh, it's coming to Xbox. Because I thought it was a PlayStation exclusive game. And they could have just paid for exclusivity of the game. At least for 6 months or something like that. It's like, okay, we're just going to delay the Xbox one. Because Sony paid for exclusivity for 3 months, 6 months, who knows how long. That would make sense. Because the reverse happened with Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade came out when they first debuted the game. It was coming to Xbox. I reported on that shit years ago. Then Stellar Blade got delayed. And then when it came back to light, it was a PlayStation exclusive game. What happened with that? Sony went in there and was like, hey, we just pay you this money. Don't put that motherfucker on Xbox. Stellar Blade never came out and said why they did that. They never even talked about why the Xbox version of the game got scrapped. But we know it did, because promotional content had an Xbox logo on there. Now it doesn't, and then the game comes out and it's only on PlayStation. So, I mean, if PlayStation is doing this with Black Myth Wukong as well, why don't they just come out and say that, bro? Why is it so cryptic in this environment? Like, oh, it's skipping Xbox. Why? They could be because of the Series S. We all could blame the Series S for this. It's so easy to blame the Series S for this. And then Microsoft comes out and was like, they have deals with other platforms. So could it be a PlayStation deal then? It's so weird right now with the Black Myth Wukong thing. And it's like, if they would just say words, bro. Like, these companies could literally just tell us exactly what the fuck is going on. And nobody would have to speculate no more. But the fact that they're not saying anything, we know PlayStation's not going to say anything. They had nothing to say this whole time. But if Black Myth Wukong themselves just don't come out and be like, hey, we took a deal with PlayStation. Just say that, bro. Because don't say you're just delaying the game with no reason for the delay. They never said why they're delaying it. They just said, like, hey, we're working on the game. We want to make sure it's polished. Okay. A lot of game developers should have been doing that. So we applaud them. They want to make sure their game works. They want to make sure their game runs. But they don't say specifically what they have to work on. They can say, hey, we want to release the game at our standard. And it's like, what the fuck does that mean? Because your game still comes out and is actually trash? Then people are going to be upset that it was delayed. Why did you delay it if the game is still trash? Because that is going to be a thing. That's why I talk so much shit about fucking Baldur's Gate 3. Because remember, Baldur's Gate 3 launched on PC, on PlayStation, and then on Xbox in December. I bought that motherfucker. Yeah, so we're definitely not sure. And even Xbox is not sure. Because their response to it that everybody's promoting all over the internet, and in the article where they got the response from them, they're like, yeah, like, we don't know what the partnership that they got with the deals they got with PlayStation. They're kind of, referencing that, but they're still looking forward to trying to bring the game to their platform. That's exactly what their little response said about the Black Myth Wukong thing. And the developers of Black Myth Wukong haven't said nothing since that statement came out from Microsoft. So we don't know. We really don't fucking know. They could change it at any point. Nobody would be upset when they just came out and said, like, yeah, it's going to be PlayStation exclusive. Because I already expected that when the first promotional content came out. It's just so weird that nobody at their camp is saying anything. And it's like, bro, we could just know, bro. Like, it's just fine. But yeah, that's why I talk so much shit about Baldur's Gate 3. Because Baldur's Gate 3 was delayed on Xbox because of the Series S, supposedly. They couldn't get it to work. And then they finally got everything working. They launched it on Xbox. That's fine. It was great. But the game was still fucking broken, bro. The game was still so badly broken. Then I'm like, you delayed this game to make it work and it still didn't fucking work, Larian. You said every time a game was delayed because of optimization, Xbox announced on their page that they're helping the studio make it possible and to release the game soon. This time, they didn't say anything. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because Xbox knows they made the Series X and S. It was going to be challenging for people to cut that much VRAM out of their game. Because VRAM constraints are a thing. That's why people don't like the new NVIDIA cards. So when you see people talk about the 4060, you see people talk about the 4060, and the 4060 got 8 gigs of VRAM. And people talk like 8 gigs of VRAM isn't enough. It is, for sure. Especially with the amount of power a 4060 got, it's definitely enough. It's just developers don't optimize their game to run on 8 gigs of VRAM. Why don't they? They definitely could, because those constraints make how much stuff they can put on screen at a time harder. And do developers want to work harder on games? I don't think they do. Not no more. Some developers do want to work hard. That's why fucking Metro had fucking ray tracing on the Series S. Metro Exodus did when it came out. That's crazy. Metro Exodus got ray tracing on the Series S, running 1440p. Nobody talks about that though, because the Metro Exodus team worked fucking hard. Doom was running on a goddamn Nintendo Switch. How the fuck did id Software do that shit? Maybe they worked on their fucking game. They optimized that shit. It came out. Why did fucking Diablo 4 run on the Series S? No problem. And it launched on time with everything else. Maybe because they know how to work on fucking games. They know how to optimize their game for the Series S. So when some of these other studios come around and the Series S is a problem for them, that is a skill set issue, because some of the biggest developers can do it. And they do it on time. They have personnel for it. They have the money and time to put into that. So when smaller companies don't have that time and money to put into it, they rather just not fucking do it. They're like, oh, fuck that. I'm not about to put my time and effort into making a fucking Series S version of the game. So they just fucked the whole Xbox platform. And I'm like, damn, that's kind of crazy because, like, the fans really want to play this fucking game. But, like, if you don't want to make the game for them because it's too inconvenient for you to do it, that's kind of crazy. Or if they need more time, they should just say that publicly. Tell everybody, we got to learn how to make a Series S version of this game. Like Larian did. You say you excuse smaller companies, but bigger companies have no excuse. I mean, yeah, I mean, I can see that. But then, to my point though, Larian Studios is not a small company. They're twice as big as Bethesda Game Studios. How the fuck could they not get it to run on the Series S on time? They never said why they couldn't get it run on the Series S on time, but they couldn't. And you have 600 employees. All developers working on one game. They're not making multiple games. They're working on the same one. So how did the Xbox version have to get delayed out that bad? Because Larian is not a small company. They're big as shit. They're a big ass company. They're a smaller name in the gaming industry though, because not too many people know about Larian Studios. So does company size matter at that point? Because they got more people than Bethesda Game Studios had for Starfield. They had double the employees working on Baldur's Gate 3 than Starfield had. But Starfield's the bigger company. Yeah, you say you also think Microsoft was having... I mean, yeah, they created all these tools for developers to use. They wanted developers to use these features because it could make games better. Because they shouldn't need all that VRAM when they have all these tools to use. So developers got to learn to use those tools, yes. And yeah, Sony doesn't support any of those tools because Sony didn't make a next-gen console. Sony just made another PlayStation 4 Pro. Essentially. But Microsoft is using new technology. Yeah, they bent the knee to what do you call it? They bent the knee to parity between Xbox Series X and S. It still doesn't change why did it not work? They never, like, Larian never explained why it, like, couch co-op couldn't work on the Series S. Because you can go play couch co-op right now on Diablo 4 on the Series S. And that's a mass multiplayer game. It's always online. So it's always online, couch co-op on the Series S, and it runs flawlessly. Why did Larian Studios' Baldur's Gate 3 not run the same way? That means there was something in Larian's engine that literally couldn't make it work. So in all reality, it wouldn't be a Series S problem at that point. It would be an engine-based problem. You said Digital Foundry was complaining about the PS5 Pro having a bunch of features that Xbox Series X already has. Features like hardware VRS, full mesh shaders, support. I mean, yeah, because when Xbox put all this shit in this console, and none of the developers fucking use it, and then they wonder why the Xbox version of games are kind of lacking. It's because the PlayStation is the premier platform. Remember that. PlayStation is number one. So when developers are making these games, and they make the PlayStation version of the game, they're just going to try to copy that onto the Xbox version of the game, and then you see what developers worked on the Xbox version of the game separately, and who worked on them together. Because you would see, like, okay, the Xbox version of the game for like Hitman, by the way. You said it hurts PC too. Sony has half baked box. I mean, yeah, but PlayStation is so prominent that they think this is where they're going to make their money at anyway. Because they don't, like, a lot of developers don't feel that PC and Xbox is going to make them money. Why? Because Xbox isn't as big as a place as PlayStation is. In terms of, like, fan base, install base, you know, that, like that. And PC has pirating. So they think, like, okay, how much can we sell on the PC when people can just play our game for free from pirates? So those two things right there make them think the PlayStation's place is the safest. You said the Switch 2 is going to support features that the base PS5 doesn't? What? The Switch 2? Bro. If the Switch 2 comes out more advanced than the PS5, I'm gonna have to go email Mark Cerny, bro. I'm gonna have to write this nigga a strongly worded email. Like, you are the architect of this fucking console, my nigga. How did you not put anything revolutionary in this box, bro? Not a damn you slapped an SSD into a PS4 Pro and was like, PS5, call it fucking good. That is it. That's fucking it. Yeah, all the hardware is VRS and mesh shader stuff. How strong? See, I haven't heard too much about the Switch 2, because I know there's a whole lot of, like, articles and things out there. You said go through and disable it for some reason. Nintendo would do something like that, because I don't think they need it. But give Nintendo's developers a PlayStation 4 in, like, terms of power, and I swear every Zelda game that comes out in the next 10 years is gonna shit on the gaming industry, bro. That nigga, like, give them the PS4 level of power, bro. And think about what Xenoblade Chronicles would be with the PS4 level of power. Not even the Xbox Series X level of power. With a PS4 level of power, bro. You said what's holding back developers more? The Series X or the PS5? I mean, those two things could be equally as strong of possibility. Because the Series S is a great piece of tech, but it has so much new technology in it that they can't just let it get brute forced in like the Series X can. Because the Series X force a lot of code to work, and then they optimize it later. We saw that when Digital Foundry was doing all these fucking roundups of all these cross-gen games, the Series X was making games better by force because these games wasn't optimized for them. These games wasn't optimized for them. So the Series X was forcing these games to be better. The Series S, they need developers to build the game specifically to run on the Series S, because it has so much technology that they have to use to get it all running. You say the PS4 and PS5 are actively developing and releasing games for? Doesn't chase marginally better looking graphics? I mean, I wasn't talking about graphically. I'm talking about, like, innovation, technology. Because we see how Tears of the Kingdom, how Breath of the Wild were built as games. Bro, you can skydive from a sky city to fucking Hyrule's floor on a Nintendo Switch. All that shit is loading, bro. All that shit is loading in on a fucking nigga. I don't have a Switch cartridge in here because all the Switch games are in there. Nigga, the amount of shit that Nintendo packs on a cartridge. And Tears of the Kingdom loads so fast, so good on a goddamn Switch, and they load the whole fucking world, bro. When you're skydiving and landing in Hyrule, bro, from the sky, that shit's impressive, nigga. You can swim through a mountain. This nigga Link can swim through a mountain. Nigga, imagine. You said Witcher 3 is on a cart? Oh shit, The Witcher 3 is on a fucking cart. I remember they ported it to the fucking Switch. But imagine them with a little bit more power, bro. Because we all know the Switch in terms of power and capability. A little bit more? Nigga, PS4 level power? And their developers are gonna make some of the best games imaginable, bro. Because all the shit they did, nigga, Atlas on a fucking Nintendo DS, when they created Shin Megami Tensei 4, then look at what 5 did on the Nintendo Switch. Imagine 6 on a PS4 level console, bro. Just imagine PS4 level Shin Megami Tensei. I mean, we kind of got it with 5, but I mean, it was built for the Nintendo Switch. They just upscaled it on Xbox and PlayStation. But imagine them having that's base. Base is just PS4 level power for Nintendo's games. Them bitches are gonna be phenomenal, bro. We just saw Metroid 4. It looked like fucking Doom 2016. Which, I mean, Doom 2016 wasn't 2016. I'm not saying it looked like Doom Eternal. But, nigga. You said Monster Hunter Rise was built for Nintendo Switch first? What's Monster Hunter Rise? Hold on. What is Monster Hunter Rise? Have I played this? It came out in 2021. Have I played Monster Hunter Rise? I think I did. I might have. Or did I play Monster Hunter World? Yeah, Rise is the newest one. It's on Game Pass. It's on Game Pass. Hold on. Because I played a Monster Hunter game. I don't know if it was Rise or not, though. Now I gotta look it up. Because I know I played Monster Hunter World. I got Monster Hunter World. Hmm. Have I played this fucking game? Why does it look so different? Fuck. Hold on. Now I gotta look it up. Now I gotta hold on. Now I gotta go to achievements. Go to achievements. I got to look this shit up. God damn, bro. They need a search bar for Monster Hunter. I mean for achievements. Do they got a search bar where like you can search through all the fucking games you got? I play so many games, bro, that this shit gonna take forever. Cause damn, bro, have I played Monster Hunter Rise? I think I have. Look at this old ass X Defiant code. Motherfuckers would never know. My games list is out fucking crazy. It's outrageous, bro. The amount of shit I've got into. You said just search for the game in the app. I mean, I would have to download the app though. Oh shit, I could. Holy fuck. Hold on, that's big brain. Which version of the Xbox app do y'all got? Like, if you got the Xbox app on your phone, which one do you have? I think I have a different one from everybody else. I mean, I think I have the testing one. I don't have like the. the commercial one, like the public one. So this motherfucker's kind of different. Hold on. God damn it. Yeah, but I got the Game Pass app. I have the Xbox app, and then I have like their new one with the testing version of the Xbox app. Okay, yeah, I think I have played it. You said you didn't know it was a thing. V2406 point. What? Where the hell you get those numbers from? Is that what app thing we're on? How the fuck do you know that? Hold on, I need to go see what version I'm on. Cause I high key don't know what version I'm on. God damn, I'm not logging into YouTube, bro. Cause I don't know why they're running separate too. You said the Xbox app version? I don't know what version I'm running, bro. It's whatever version they tell me to download to go through some shit. It runs faster than the base app though. So I mean they're definitely doing something right. But the Game Pass app is still probably the best app Xbox has. Oh yeah, that is the one. That's the one. So yeah, you got the same one I got then. Because yeah, the base one and yeah, we have that one. You say you wish they had fused the two apps together. I think they're trying, but they also can't do it because of Apple. Because if they fuse the two apps on like Android and Windows, I think that'd be good. But then like Apple would still have two apps because their app store have so many rules and regulations that Xbox has to follow. You say you just thought about something. You know the rapper Fulio? Yeah, I know Fulio. The biggest op. That nigga Fulio is funny as hell, bro. Fulio is he's one of the funniest things. You said almost like they shouldn't have killed their own mobile platform. See, Microsoft is one of those people that don't take failure lightly. They really axe everything that doesn't work. Microsoft is known for just axing things that doesn't work. When you don't work, they just cut it because I mean they're a big company. They can do something else. They really do cut funding and just cut limbs off. They're like, okay, we'll just make something else. They're crazy like that as a company, but I think that's why they're number one in the world. Because they don't just let failure fester. Because I owned Windows phones. I think I have a couple Windows. I don't know if I still got them, but they're known for just cutting shit. You said, which is what makes me laugh when people say that Xbox should cut their platform and become a publisher. Like, oh yeah, they just want the mercy of PlayStation and Nintendo. I mean, but Xbox isn't failing per se. Xbox One was kind of Xbox was kind of failing for a moment, but that's why Phil came in and kind of at least cleaned up the Xbox platform They weren't bleeding money no more. But everybody's talking about, oh, but profits. As long as Xbox isn't hurting Microsoft, they're not going to get cut. As long as Xbox isn't hurting Microsoft, they're not going to get cut. And that's exactly what Phil got them to do, to not be hurting Microsoft so they don't need to get cut. And then they started making Microsoft some money. Not a lot of money. They're making at least enough money to not have to get their fucking doors closed, not to get axed, and now they're making so much money that it's like, I mean, okay, they can do what they want a little bit. Even Phil got a promotion. So they're definitely doing some good. Hold on, you say he got shot and killed today? What? There's no fucking way. They said Buddy got killed on his birthday. Julio got killed on his birthday, bro. Didn't he make a song about... Didn't he make a song about a nigga getting killed on his birthday? Julio, bro, there's no way this nigga get murdered on his birthday. That's fucked. I mean, but he did laugh at the nigga for getting killed at his birthday, like at a pool party or something. I remember Fulio was the biggest op for a reason. Remember, where's Corbin? Bro, where's Corbin got so big that it was like, nigga, this nigga, he should have moved out of Florida, bro. He should have moved out of Florida because where's Corbin got so big that Corbin's mom was on fucking TV like, can y'all please stop saying where's Corbin? Is nigga. See, it's so tragically funny that I can't help but laugh. Like, that's kind of crazy that Buddy died. Like, it's kind of fucked up. But like, on the other hand, like he was literally a part of the problem. Mans was literally a part of that problem. And you said his birthday was at a pool party. He's literally the dude he was making fun of, bro. They literally did you the same way. He made a whole song about dude getting killed at his birthday. And then this nigga threw a... Come on now, bro. It's so comedically like placed that it's almost funny to try to see. It's so weirdly structured that it's like it sounds not real. And I just looked it up, and he actually just died, bro. But like my mind is just thinking like, how ironic is it that exactly what you were talking shit on other people about they did to you? You said everything went down the parking lot. Oh, so they caught him like going to his birthday party. Damn, somebody set his ass up. That's kind of sad. You said Satya said he regrets closing Windows Phone. And now all their mobile plans departed for regulators and forced the Apple and Google to open their platforms up. I mean, yeah, them having to fight with Google and fucking Apple to let their platforms be more friendly to more people invading them is the same reason I talk about how Xbox is putting games on PlayStation. And it's like, because like if you could just leech off of them, yeah, like if you could just leech off of the bigger company, because Microsoft is a massive company. They don't need the money. So all these other companies can see that, like, okay, I mean, Microsoft is not competing with us in our field, so we don't have to really combat them on our platform. Why? Because they just live on our platform. But what Microsoft is doing to all these people is going into their platform and leeching off of them. Because that's free money. It's just free money. Microsoft don't have to work hard for that money. So the more money they can take from Apple and from Google and funnel it into Microsoft, they're gonna do it. And that's a smart business strategy, especially when You can't hold the platform yourself. If they can't be the number one in phone in mobile game market, that's fine. We would just leech off the fucking mobile game market as much as we can with as little effort as possible. And it works. They're doing it. The same thing, if they're going to be number 3 in gaming, that's fine. That's fine. They could be the number 3 console to drop every generation. But if they strip all of the revenue out of PlayStation to funnel it back to Microsoft, do they really need the number 1 console at that point? They don't. They got the number 1 revenue because the number 1 revenue creator is paying them for content. That is a powerful thing to have. And it's kind of dark. It's twisted. They're just they're parasites now. Microsoft is just leeching off motherfuckers, bro. And they don't care because then they have their own platform. And then we just reap the benefits of them leeching off motherfuckers. So as long as Xbox still benefits from all the leeching that they do on PlayStation, I won't tell them to stop. Keep leech their ass some more. Throw another game over there. Nigga, because all the revenue is just getting put back in Xbox, which they can make more games, put more games in Game Pass. I'm going to play that shit. I'm going to enjoy it. And then PlayStation's revenue is just going to keep getting smaller because all that shit is going to their competition. That is a crazy thing. Multiplayer to grow Xbox? I don't know. Because PlayStation has a big Pride banner in their room, and I'm not talking about like Pride flag, like Pride Month Pride flag. I'm talking about like the PlayStation flag that they wave is so high and mighty that like if they were to just start dropping games on Xbox, they would feel themselves inferior. Because they pride themselves on being number 1, that they don't need number 2. They don't need number 3. But yeah, they're going to have to eventually. Because they really, like if Microsoft is leeching all the money from their store, and if the biggest games on PlayStation Store are going to be Xbox games, and it's not making the Xbox console any weaker, yeah, I was one of those shareholders, bro. I was one of those shareholders, and I was pissed. While the gaming media was talking about PlayStation consoles are selling so well, we sitting in shareholder meetings like buddy, the stock is tanked fucking $10 over the course of a year. They've lost how much in market share over the last 2 years? Niggas in investor meetings nigga, I'm down fucking 15% on PlayStation stock. It's crazy. Yeah, console selling, but nobody's buying games. That is exactly the reality they were living in. And to make matters worse, Sony was failing in other avenues too. So PlayStation is making Sony a lot of money. We know that. PlayStation inside of Sony Interactive Entertainment makes a lot of money. But then Sony has their music thing, which was they're just fucking off over there. They're wasting money. Movies were failing because the Tom Holland movie for like Uncharted failed. Morbius failed. What else failed that year? Madam Web failed this year. There was another movie in between all of those that failed too for Sony. So like their movie department was not making anything. Their hardware department wasn't making anything. So Sony was just all around failing as a company. And then PlayStation was holding them up for so long that now that PlayStation is failing too, the company is taking hits, bro. They're taking hits. They're taking massive hits. But the fanboys on Twitter won't know that. Because the business side of PlayStation, nobody really cares about that. Especially when you're a gamer and you're only a gamer. You don't care about the business side of them. Nobody will ever care if Xbox is actually selling the projected fucking 20 million units a year. Nobody gives a fuck. When the fuck did Doom come out? When is Fable coming out? That's what we care about. We're gamers. But then when I go sit down and I'm looking at the market and I'm spending my hard-earned money investing in companies, I'm looking at that shit heavy. I watch that shit like a hawk because I know I'm trying to make money out here. I'm analytical as hell. I'm trying to make money out here, bro. I'm trying to grow. So I'm in the markets. And then that's when people start talking. You remember when the acquisition talk was going on? And all those fanboys like, they're going to buy Square Enix. I'm like, Sony can afford it. Sony can afford it. And because I'm just looking at, you can look, it's public knowledge on the market. How much money Sony has to spend. How much money Sony has to spend. It's always public knowledge. And they never have enough for any one of the publishers the PlayStation fanboys ever talked about. They would never make enough. Because Sony is bleeding money from somewhere. I don't know where, because I'm not in PlayStation. But if you go look at the market, bro, I can bring up the market right now. And we can look at it together. We can look at, bro, they're tanking, bro. We can literally look at it right now together. I can bring it up and I can just show you because it's always going. It's always going for me anyway because I do this shit. I do this shit all the time. But legit, nigga, look at I don't know why I'm doing this. This is Gaming News Weekly. We should be talking about gaming news. But look at the trend, bro. It is still taking, and the market's closed today. So you can't even, nothing's going on today. This is just sitting into next week when it opens up. When it opens up on Monday. Nigga, it's rough out here. It is rough out here for them. See, look, everybody's saying buy Sony stock right now. Why? Because they're fucking tanking. So when Sony does make a comeback, and we all expect them to do it, you're going to make a lot of money. But when you already had Sony stock, and you saw how much they were losing, especially, go back. We need to go to summary. Because go look at 3 years ago. This is 3 years, bro. How the fuck did they get this low? This is when Microsoft was buying up fucking publishers left and right. They start taking massive hits. I got out around this time. So it wasn't too bad when I got out of it. So this is the time where I got out of it. Where I just sold. I'm like, okay, I'm just selling out because we was losing so much. And it has gotten worse since then. It has gotten worse since then. But you can't tell fanboys that. Damn, look at the chat. You can't tell fanboys that though. So when I sold, it was at least like $20 higher than it is now. When I sold mine. So if I went back in, I would probably buy some, but I would buy some when it at least starts to rise again. So if it goes to 85, I would buy in because I'm like, okay, at least it'll get back to 100 in like a year or so. I could definitely make something out of it. So if I buy an 85 a share and it goes back to like 120 in like 2 years, I will make a pretty profit. I could probably buy in a couple thousand. That's fine. I would do that. But right now, when I'm watching this slowly drip down even lower, it's at 80 right now. Nah, because that shit's probably gonna tank at like 70 something. It's probably gonna get a lot lower before it gets higher. And then there's no reason to buy Xbox stock right now, bro, because Microsoft stock is so high. It is disgustingly high. I'm waiting for Xbox to tank again. They gotta take a hit somewhere. I'm waiting for Microsoft to tank again, just a little bit, and then I will buy back in. But right now, Microsoft stock is crazy. But they're hitting a successful stride. I think I got out. I was like, what was I? I was like 75%. I was up a whole lot on Microsoft stock because they were so low when I got in. They were in like the 200s when I got in. I got in at the perfect time. I think it was right after the One X launched or something like that. It was a long time ago. It was right before the Series X and S got announced. is when I got in, and when I got out, oh my, I made a pretty penny off of that. But yeah, where were we at on this motherfucking on Gaming News Weekly? I forget what the hell were we talking about before we started talking about that. Hold on, I gotta go back through chat. What the hell were we talking about? Cause Fulio came in, yeah, cause then he got killed on his birthday. Holy shit. You said PlayStation made 10 billion in revenue and kept 700 million. Imagine you made $100,000, you only got to keep 7,000. Yeah, that's bro. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy because Sony as a company, they make trillions of dollars. They make trillions of dollars. They're not making like they're not penny pinching out here, making like change. Like they're making big money, but they're spending so their spending is so bad. Their expenses is so crazy that they're bleeding all this money out, and they barely keep any of it. But then you look at Microsoft, an actual $1 trillion company. They're not making trillions. They're making high billions, but they're keeping at least 80% of it. They're keeping at least 80% of it. They're not spending all their fucking money. So they have so much money just in a bag, just waiting to drop it on somebody's brain. And I'm like, if PlayStation could just clean up their business structure and stop bleeding money in all these avenues, then maybe, just maybe, they could be a threat to anybody actually. But they use their money to keep everybody else away from them instead of reinvesting into themselves to get better at anything. No, let's just buy people to make them our friends. And then like Square Enix, they're fucking leaving you. Square Enix is leaving you. So be the ones that make what the hell is the little game called? We were just talking about that. Astrobot, they're thinking about just not making only Sony games too. They're like, yeah, we can make games for Nintendo. We can make a game for Xbox. They're willing. Because they like, PlayStation is the only place we can make money. Even though PlayStation did pay them to make Astrobot. They would definitely go make an Astrobot for somebody else. And because they own the IP, they definitely could. And I'm like, it's PlayStation, bro. They just need to reinvest a little bit. But when they don't have anything to reinvest, and to think, if they made 10 billion and they get to keep 700, how much do they AAA games cost again? Because we remember the Insomniac leaks. The next Spider-Man game is going to cost 300. So for this whole year, they maybe can fund 2 AAA games, maybe. And as if they don't spend any money on anything else, no marketing, no hardware things, they can maybe fund two AAA games. Yeah, Sony's cooked. They put themselves in this box. And now they have to learn how to live in it, bro. They gonna learn how to feng shui some shit. Get some space saving furniture. They gonna need to do something, bro, because they're stuck in there. I don't know how they're gonna get out of it. But they definitely need somebody new. And I don't know why the hell they gave Herman Host a job. You need somebody new because he worked with Timothy Ryan. He was there with him the whole time. And if they both fucked up PlayStation, they did it together. It wasn't Jim Ryan by himself. So giving Herman Host that job, knowing that he was standing there, letting Timothy do all this shit to PlayStation, do you expect him to be the one to fix it? No, because he probably has that same ideology. They should have picked somebody new. Herman probably cried in a boardroom or some shit. Was like, don't choose someone else to be my boss. I can do it, I swear. That shit's crazy. I've been hearing so much about Elden Ring's DLC. I know I chose not to get it, but now I kind of regret my decision. But I gotta finish P5 so I can play Shin Megami Tensei. I got too many fucking games on my plate right now, bro. And I still want to get Unicorn Overlord. You said 2022 Sony made 900 million on COD and paid Microsoft 80%. I mean, paid Activision 80%. Now Microsoft, yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy. I said that in my video. Not those numbers because I didn't remember the numbers exactly, but I remember all the money that they made that they are giving to Activision when Activision was the best fucking Call of Duty place to play was on PlayStation. Now all of that is going to Xbox. All of that is going to Microsoft. And I'm like, what does that do to Sony as a company? When you have to pay Microsoft all that money you used to pay Activision. When they get to the seat and they look at the revenue and they realize 70% of this shit is going to our competitor every month, every quarter, semi-annually, every year you're signing that check to Microsoft corporations, I know that's going to hurt them. I know the Japanese branch of Sony is pissed. Because the Western side of Sony is the ones that did this. Sony computers, once they turned to Sony Interactive Entertainment, they gutted themselves. And I know the Japanese branch is pissed. Because they're like, y'all roped us into this. Goddamn Westerners. But they can't really go back on any of that now. They would have to completely re-image and rebrand. And that's going to take a while. It's going to take 10 years like Microsoft did. Yeah, that is kind of wild. Like you run this motherfucking place. And then, yeah, because like, look, you're the kingpin, right? You the one do all the big bossing around here. But then it turns out the person that wanted to work with you so bad is the one selling you your supplies now. That's exactly what it is. So it's like, yeah, all this that he bought from you, you gotta buy back. But you're buying it back from him. And it's like, wait, but I'm the one supplying this shit. Like, no, you're not. I'm actually supplying it. You're just redistributing the shit that I give you. That's exactly what Microsoft has done to PlayStation. Like, you could be the face of gaming. But we all know Microsoft is running this shit behind the scenes. Because if they ever pulled Call of Duty from them, especially when Sony became so dependent on Call of Duty's name, Microsoft wouldn't benefit from it too much, but Sony would tank from it. And Microsoft said themselves, we need PlayStation in this gaming industry. They said that we need PlayStation, and fanboys probably thought that was like, oh, because Microsoft knows Sony's number one. No, it's because if PlayStation is not there, if PlayStation is not there to be the figurehead of gaming, they would know like the baseline of gaming, the gaming culture would definitely be gone. Especially console gaming culture, because Sony has put that shit on their back for a long time. They've kind of been stealing it away. Because they stole it away from Nintendo, they stole it away from Sega. And then Microsoft came in just to throw a wrench in their shit. They weren't trying to take over gaming, they were just trying to make PlayStation realize you're not the only one that can do this, bro. But if they killed PlayStation right then and there, they were like, yeah, it wouldn't be good for gamers in general. Because they would want Sony and PlayStation to now battle back with Xbox. Force them to get good because you're not trying no more, bro. You got in first place to start falling asleep. So yeah, it would be a dumb thing to just get rid of PlayStation altogether. And then gamers would kind of drift to Xbox, but Xbox would be the enemy of the gamer if they killed PlayStation. Even though all's fair in love and war. All's fair in love and war. But for some reason, if Microsoft did kill PlayStation, Microsoft would be the bad guy in the situation. They would be the villain. Everybody's villain arc would start at Microsoft. The PC gamers would be like, fuck it, we're pirating everything Microsoft ever releases. Boycotting everything Microsoft put their name on. it would be a bad look for Xbox if Microsoft just killed PlayStation. So no, they leave them there. Leave them there. They might not be as strong as they used to be, but you know, they still have the name of someone strong. They still got the lineage of someone strong. So they can live off that. But bro, when I see the Elden Ring DLC, a part of me want to play this shit. You said they don't need to kill him, but Xbox will be the market leader by the end of the generation. It's cute that the PlayStation would keep selling more consoles, though. See, Xbox would probably be number one in revenue, but I don't think they'd be like console market leader. And I don't think Microsoft wants that anyway. That's why every time the gaming media goes to Microsoft for like console sale numbers, because have you read them articles? I've definitely talked about a couple of them where they talk about the numbers, and when PlayStation hits like a milestone of like selling a console, they're like, oh, Microsoft doesn't never tell us how many console sales they got because Satya told them. One article said this, that that's not an accurate representation of their business structure. But for some reason, the CEO of Microsoft tells you console sales are not the accurate representation of our business structure and our growth as a business, and they still run with this shit like, oh, Microsoft isn't selling consoles. Damn, do y'all not understand that selling consoles isn't the end all be all? And the biggest company CEO is telling y'all this, and they don't fucking care. Yeah, it's all about the money at the end of the day. And Microsoft is taking all of it. See, Cool Breeze, I thought about that. But then I'm like, there's no point in me buying it now and not playing it. Because then what if I probably would never get to it. There would have to be a perfect select time. Because I got 1 month, I have one more month of vacation before I go back to work. And Space Marine 2 comes out in 2 weeks, bro. Space Marine 2 comes out in 2 weeks. What's this called? Flintlock comes out in a week. No, Flintlock comes out in 2 weeks. And Space Marine 2 comes out in 3 weeks, I think. And I definitely gotta play those. So I have to put Elden Ring on the back burner, bro. Because new games, bro. New games, new names, I have to go play those. And I know Elden Ring is that shit's good, bro. It's the hype. And I've seen so much of the DLC. My friends been talking to me about it. The new weapons, the new bosses, like the shit looks crazy good. It's just like I could go play more Elden Ring like everybody else. Or I could be actually playing some new different shit. And I think I want to play new different shit more than I want to play Elden Ring's DLC. So yeah, I'm gonna just wait on it, bro. I'll buy it. I'll buy it eventually down the line when gaming slows down a little bit. I might pop up with a video, be like Elden Ring DLC time. I might live stream that hoe. Who knows what happens? The channel's been growing like crazy. So hey, I gotta shout out y'all. The channel's been growing wild. I think I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. I think this is what YouTube told me last time they like emailed me. So I'm almost at 1,000, which is crazy. Hey, we've been going to work. That's been hella cool. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I don't know how much else to say, what else to say about that, but I mean that's hella cool. 1,000 people is a lot of fucking people. It might not sound like a lot of people. That's a lot of motherfuckers, bro. Especially when I talk to a couple hundred people a day, and that's a lot of motherfuckers. Like 1,000, nigga, that's a lot. To little old me, anyway. I mean, there's niggas with millions of motherfucking watchers. I'm like, I know that shit gotta be rough. You said Microsoft may not try to take away their games. They're damn sure going to take away their investors, bro. And the investors are what's leaving. Because the more shares you have in the market available, that's why their stock is going so low. That's why Nvidia, because Nvidia knew that there's going to be a turning point in Nvidia's business, so they literally gutted their own shareholders, bro. I think they cut every one share into 10 pieces or some shit like that. I think they cut every share into 10 pieces. So like you could go buy an like a share in Nvidia for like a tenth of the price of what it used to be because they've gotten so big. I think Microsoft is going to do that next because they've gotten so big. They're like, okay, we got to cut this down because the more just share market you have like in stock, the lower your stock is going to be, and they got to cut that shit down. And I then they still got to integrate all the Activision stuff. Who knows how long that's going to take? That shit's crazy. But yeah, the milestones are going great. We're growing. We've been streaming a whole lot, especially this summer. But I mean, I still got a month, so we could do more streams. I gotta figure out what else I want to stream as a game though, cause finding games to stream, like streamable games, is actually a lot harder than I would have realized. Because there's a lot of games nowadays, especially like newer games, where downtime is. There's so much downtime in games nowadays. Where like I'll be playing Persona, I would stream Persona, but there's so many parts of Persona where you're doing absolutely fucking nothing for like 3 weeks. You're just talking to people. That's why I don't make Persona videos all the time like I should, even though I'm playing Persona all the time. Because there's so much shit like I wouldn't want to record. I wouldn't want to edit that shit out. The same thing with like Fire Emblem. Because I'm finishing up 3 houses. I think I'm almost at the end. And I haven't released that many videos because like I would play the game for like 3 hours. And then I would release like an hour video of the 3 hours of me playing the game. Because there's so much in between downtime shit that's like. You said you wish you could get into Persona games? It's one of those. See, it's one of those games that it does have like a niche little community to it. Even though Persona, I think, is probably like one of the biggest JRPGs now outside of like Final Fantasy. But it's like, how do I think of it? Because when what's his name on Discord, he was telling me that Shin Megami Tensei is like Pokemon, but for demons. It's like Pokemon, but in like demon terms and not animal terms. And I understand that. So like when I see Shin Megami Tensei, it looks like Pokemon to me, kind of. You said you tried 5 and got bored after about 10 hours. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because there's so much of nothing that you have to go through. Because the game is built on a time schedule. And it's built on a calendar. So like you see the calendar and you're like, okay, now I have to fill my time on this calendar with random shit. Because the game doesn't tell you what random shit to do. But you could do all this random shit in the wrong order. And I'm like, Atlas, buddy, like that is actual freedom. So when people talk about freedom in games, Atlas got so much freedom in their game that it's like, nigga, am I making the game up myself or are you presenting a game to me? Because it gets to a point where you don't know what the fuck you're supposed to be doing. You know all the things you can do, and it's not like you're playing a game now. Now you're planning somebody's life. You're literally planning this nigga's life out every day of every month until something crazy happens. And then you finally get to have fun again. Then the palace is popping up, but then you gotta like study for class. You gotta talk to your friends. And you gotta talk to your friends strategically so you know which friends to talk to at which time. You gotta get a job to make some fucking money. That nigga Joker, bro. You literally planning this nigga's life for a year. You have to plan Joker's whole life for a year. That's a weird ass concept in the game. And Atlas is the only ones that do this. And they do it well. They're the best at doing it. It's just like, not that many people will enjoy planning out Joker's whole fucking year. Day by day. And then you might get something wrong. What if you don't get the motherfucking the one speech check right, so you don't progress a fucking relationship properly, and then you be like, fuck, now you gotta wait a week to see their ass again. It's a strange thing like that. Who knows? It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain for sure. You say you know him from TTS and WBG. Wait, what do those things stand for? What do those things stand for? I don't know what that means. But yeah, like it's kind of hard to find games where streaming it is actually good. Like for the player and for the viewer. That's why when I was streaming Gears 3, that shit was great, bro. We were popping up playing Gears 3 yesterday. We streamed that motherfucker for hellas too. We finished the game. That shit's tragic, bro. Gears 3 was so tragic. I gotta find another game I want to stream though. Cause there's so many games out there. There's so many games to play. It's just like I think of it kind of like what would I want to watch, and then I kind of do it that way, just to be like I don't know, just to be having fun playing the game. Cause I can play Persona. It's just like I know that shit get kind of boring. I know that shit gets kind of boring because I would play it and get kind of bored. So I know like streaming it, that shit's rough. You got to keep that motherfucker entertaining, even when you're not entertained. I do want to do a Good Hands of Better Conversation live stream. I don't know when I'm gonna do that, and I don't want to do that on UFC, but I might have to, or I might wait until Esports Boxing Club come out. Oh, you said their Xbox podcast? Oh, how have I never fucking heard of those? I know Doc has a podcast now. I think I seen one of the episodes. Doc started podcasting a little bit, which his is pretty good. The episode that I seen. What am I looking for? But yeah, I've only been on one other person's podcast, and that was Tay Talks podcast, his like Gaming Talks podcast. But then I haven't been on there in forever. He hasn't invited me back, so I mean, I'm just one of those niggas, bro. I'm not that monetizable. He's like, buddy, can't keep dealing with your ass. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So yeah, I ain't been on nobody else's podcast. That's why I haven't heard of those podcasts before. Cause I mean, I haven't seen them. I probably haven't been invited to them either. Who knows? I'm probably not big enough. You know, they only like clout. The clout people only like clout. They don't want to actually talk gaming. Not really, anyway. But what time it is? It's probably trying to end the stream now. It's probably trying to end the stream now. We've been in here for like what? 2 hours? 2.5? I do need to go finish Fire Emblem. I kind of need to stop playing on PC just for a little bit, so I can go finish all these console games I got. Because when I start modding all these PC games, that them motherfuckers definitely took all my time away. From like modding Baldur's Gate 3, modding fucking Elden Ring, and playing those games modded was so fun. You said WBG is Dirk Grittity's live stream? And Shine 786? And Dirk Grittity's podcast. So Dirk got two podcasts. Who the fuck is Dirk? Is that his YouTube name? Oh, let me look it up. Because most of these people I haven't heard of. That's because I don't be on YouTube too much besides Fire Emblem Three Hopes. I have Fire Emblem Three Hopes. I need to finish that fucking game. Because I got Three Houses and Three Hopes because I heard they're connected. Like Three Hopes is the middle of Three Houses when you're like sleep. So let me look up Dirt. Is Dirt Griggity? Is that what you said? Who is Dirt Griggity? Dirt Griggity. Damn, this got 13K. That nigga big as shit. Buddy be cooking up. There's a What the? There's a podcast page, and it says Scrampunks episodes. I don't know what Scrampunks is. He's one of the most popular Xbox YouTubers. See, I don't be watching like platform-based YouTubers. I think I watch genre-based YouTubers though. So I watch like Let's Play Dark Souls HD. That nigga Trace. I've been watching Trace videos for so long. But then he like retired for like a couple years. Then he came back when Elden Ring came out. Then he retired again. And then he just came back because the DLC for Elden Ring came out. So I mean, like I watch genre-based YouTubers because they like play games. Like if I'm not playing those games and I want to watch somebody play, I just go to the person that's professional and I like kind of watch them as YouTubers. I don't really watch news-based YouTubers because most of them are kind of shisty when it comes to delivering news, or they only want to deliver the side of the news that they like and not all of the news together. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just leave that to y'all then. So I don't really watch too many. Freaking 2 years ago, that nigga's still in jail. So yeah, I would have to watch a couple of his videos. You said that is more entertaining than news. Like yeah, like random videos come up. Like I don't know who the fuck Spawn Wave is, but his video just popped up on like the front page of YouTube after I just got done looking up dirt, and it's like this nigga's on a 360 store. Why is Buddy making a video about the 360 store shutting down? Isn't that 2 generations ago now? Is 360 store shutting down really big news when they brought as much of it to Xbox One and Series X as possible? That seems like a weird topic to be talking about when there's a lot of new news out there. And this video is 4 hours ago. So that's the type of shit I'm talking about. Like, nah, bro. There's no reason to be talking about the 360 store shutting down. Right now, anyway. Like, it doesn't matter in all reality. In all news, come on now. That's not actual news to be reporting on. Because we've known they've said they were gonna shut down a store 2 years ago. We're finally getting to the time when they shut down a store. And now it's news to talk about. No, it's not. Niggas just be doing that shit. And he looks like one of those. I ain't never even seen his video. But the thumbnail alone, make it look like he's one of those PR pushing ass niggas. You said I'm your go-to for RPGs and strategy. I mean, thanks. I try to be as genuine as possible with all this. But look at Buddy's fucking look at this thumbnail, bro. Like that screams to me like he's definitely one of those agenda pushing ass niggas. Like, is it that really looks like he's trying to push the agenda? Like, oh, Microsoft shutting down a store. They're doing something bad. Cause why is that the thumbnail, bro? I haven't even clicked on the video. I don't know what it's about, but that thumbnail alone is like, it definitely got intent behind it. Cause why are you slapping shut down over the old 360 dashboard? Like, this is a problem. Like, this old dashboard is going away is a problem right now. Like, I can't associate with people like that. Because there's nothing wrong with that at all. Not a damn thing wrong with that. But they would definitely make it seem like it is. Because that's the type of content that their fans want to consume. I don't want to promote this. That's why I stopped making those fanboy call out videos, except like in my comment section. I have to call their ass out because they're on my comment section now. But like the Twitter ones and stuff like that, People used to send me like clips to react to, or like posts from like Twitter to react to, and I used to do those videos. And then I'm like, yeah, bro, I kind of want to stop because I don't want to be making that type of content all the time. So I literally stopped doing it. I stopped doing it on purpose because I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be dealing with all that shit. Because fanboy content is kind of exactly for those type of people, and those are the only type of people that want to consume it. And I don't want to be consuming that shit, so I don't want to be making it. And it's kind of why I stopped. But I definitely need to go finish fucking Persona, bro. And I want to play, bro. Did y'all see what is the game called? Damn, what is the game called? Body Cam. So Body Cam, they showed the game at Summer Games Fest, and then it came out on Steam, and it's like the most realistic looking shooter and all that. I need to play that fucking game. I really need to play that game. One of these days I will. I just need to get the game to buy that fucking game too. I need to get them to buy the game too so we can play Body Cam. And we can cook niggas the fuck up. But all my friends want to be busy being old as fucking shit. They always want to be busy. So they don't want to play games all the time. But it's fine. I just have privilege of having vacation during work. And they ass be going to work all the time. So it's fine. That's how real life is. But yeah, I'm about to end the stream right here. So make sure that like button, subscribe. It's been a good stream. Gaming News Weekly Live. I always enjoy doing these. I know I do miss these a lot. You said, do I play 2D 16-bit or 32-bit games? Not recently anyway. Like, I haven't seen too many that I would have wanted to play. Steam Next Fest was going on. And, hold on, let me open Steam real quick. Because Steam Next Fest just ended. I think I did a couple games for Steam Next Fest. I can't remember how many games I played on there. But this Steam Next Fest was actually not as good as the ones before it. For like my interest anyway. There was a couple games that, oh shit, there was one game I didn't play. And Steam Next Fest ended already. I ran out of time. Do I have that motherfucker downloaded? I don't have it downloaded. Use it on Forza 5? Oh yeah, I can't show y'all my Steam library because it got a lot of confidential information on there. And they'll definitely shelf me if I let that shit get out. Which is see, I kind of hate that, bro, because I like learning about things behind the scenes and like playing games and shit before they release. I enjoy that type of stuff, but then when it comes to not being able to talk about it, it annoys me so. You said the Dark Horse is fast as fuck. I ain't played Forza Horizon 5 in a long time. But yeah, I'm not allowed to talk about shit. And like, I got into this because I wanted to like have more interaction with games and with developers, to like see the process they go through and to see how like my favorite games are being created. But then they red tape the fuck out of you with information, and I'm like, I'm not even trying to leak nothing. You said 1,800 horsepower? What the fuck? Hold on. See, I ain't played Forza Horizon in a long time. But I kind of want to see how fast that car is going. But yeah, they be cooking niggas with all the contracts you have to sign. Like, oh, you can't talk about this shit in public. Fucking muscle cars, bro. See, I don't like muscle cars. It should have been exotic. But yeah, they be hoeing. That's why when the games finally do come out, like motherfucking Ubisoft, X Defiant, fucking Skull and Bones, I can talk all the shit I want about those games now because they're done. I ain't gotta test them hoes no more. and them bitches were bad from the beginning. I mean, X Defiant wasn't bad. They've changed it to be more like Call of Duty when it wasn't like that when we first started. But I mean, I could talk about it now because it's out. I'm free. Skull and Bones were trash. Trash since the beginning of time, bro. And I kept telling their ass, like, this game is fucking bad. And you know how sad it is to be the odd one out in a realm full of fucking yes men. Because when you're in these little things, when you're behind the scenes with all these creators and stuff like that, and you get to play these games early, you realize how some of these creators get the content that they do from these companies, because they glaze the fuck out of these companies behind the scenes, bro. They will say anything and everything they can to get on the good side of these people, just so they can say, like, hey, they have exclusive knowledge on something on fucking YouTube. So you're cheating, Cool Breeze. You're just cheating. This nigga went on a... You're just smoking niggas with the fastest car in the game. But yeah, they glaze the fuck out of these companies just so they could get cool things in the game. Just so they could say, like, hey, look, this company gave me this. And I hate the fuck out of that. I learned that being with Ubisoft and them. Because there's a whole lot of content creators that was with Ubisoft and them. And I'm like, this shit is actually garbage. And they were like, no, this is great. Keep going. You're doing good. And I'm like, no, the fuck they're not, bro. And when you talk to them, like, you will legit be in a room with some developers, and they ask you specifically about things, and I'm telling them, this shit is trash. Make it free to play, and you might get somebody to come play this fucking game. But there's no way you're trying to sell this to motherfuckers. And they didn't want to listen. They kicked me out. They kicked me out. I was too negative. They kicked me the fuck out. And then they launched that fucking game. Well, no, they let me back in. Like 3 months before the game launched. To see like all the changes that they made. Some of them I liked. And some of them, like, the game is still trash, though. You made some good changes. You sped up some things, but the game is still trash. And then they launched the game. And guess what? That motherfucker tanked. And it was trash. And I'm like, I told y'all. I told y'all. With my own mouth. With my own words. Multiple times. This shit is ass. Now, next year, if they make this motherfucking Skull and Bones free to play, they better send me a check, bro. They better send me a check. Because it's the only way to get anybody to play that fucking game. And I told them that. But yeah, I'm actually about to go cloud game Forza Horizon 5 to test this car out. So yeah, I'm about to end this stream right here. So thank you all for watching, like, subscribe if you're new. Make sure to hit that like button. You said we can keep pace with a Coinseg? There's no fucking way they made a Mustang capable of keeping pace with a Coinseg, bro. See, I'm definitely about to go get in there. I'm about to go get in there and look at this fucking car. How much do it cost? I might have to buy that bitch. I ain't played Forza Horizon in a long time, so I'm gonna have to go back in there and look some shit up. But yeah, I'm about to end the stream though. So I'll see y'all in the next one.